In Germany, dual vocational training has a long history. Having somebody who comes from school is an investment, and it takes time and money. So when companies invest in apprentices, they do so because they want to have a qualified worker in their own company.
It's a big opportunity for the company to get well-trained and well-qualified employees at the end of the day. So it's a big part of the HR planning.
We have been preparing for immediate changes for our personnel for some time now. We have the problem that in the next 10 years, 900 employees leave us. That means 37%.
So in order to match companies and apprentices, chambers quite often organize matchmaking events. The apprentices spend usually 2/3 of their time in workplace training. That is completed and added by specific public vocational schools. The school is usually accounting for 1/3 of the time.
We are here at the BS 13. We have 1,600 students. The training time in all takes 3.5 years. The students come block-wise 4 times per year. I'm a teacher and an engineer. Because of our concept, we have to be very variable in what we have to know.
This is, of course, a cooperation between schools and between the companies. The theoretical knowledge has to come together with the practical knowledge.
Once a year, an integrated meeting between teachers and the training companies and structures takes place. So the companies can explain what their wishes for the future are. When the students come to us for these 3 weeks at the beginning, they become a new project.
We've got real problems from our job and we are solving them with our teachers together.
At the end of the block, they have a working plan. With this, they go to their companies and they build what they calculate and draw before.
All companies participating in dual vocational training must be registered at the Chamber of Commerce, and they can only be registered when they fulfill all requirements in technological requirements and also in terms of qualified personnel that is able to guide the apprentices through the 3 years of training. The role of the chambers is to really not necessarily supervise in detail, but to be there when there are problems.
For example, the chamber can control if we are doing the vocational training properly.
On the other side, it can be apprentices who just don't perform, don't show up. The chambers are there to consult. So the companies and the apprentices can address their problems.
Like normal employees, they have vacancies. Of course, they have 30 days per year. They have a certain amount of hours that they have to work.
You get a remuneration for it. You don't get a salary, a complete salary, but you get a fee.
At the moment we are around 40 trainees at TVET. The newest trainees are working at the trainees workshop at the headquarters.
And most of them are rotating between the different departments.
In the first years of our training we do the simple stuff and assist our colleagues.
After 2 years, normally they start to specialize and they have a first exam, which is already part of the final exam.
From the 3rd year on, we are doing our own projects.
And after 3.5 years, they have their final exams.
The examination is 2-part. They have to go one day to the school, there is a paper test.
The major part is a practical examination, where the candidates must prove that they not only have learned their profession, but they have understood what their profession is all about.
From being by myself, how to build it and which people I have to talk to, because maybe the machine have to stand by for me for a time.
And that problem solving must be presented before a jury. And these experts come from the companies, they come from the trade unions, and they come from schools.
Every one of us has to check the task from the examinations by herself. And in the end, we have to put everything together.
Well, in Hamburg we have some 20,000 examinations per year. Think of organizing that. This job of coordinating all this is the job of the chambers. And because they are organizing that, they also are mandated to issue the certificate. You have a school certificate with all the evaluations that have been done in the school throughout the 3 years. And you also have an assessment of the company that you have been trained in. And so companies, when somebody comes with a certificate, know exactly what the person is supposed to know and has been trained in.
They are very interesting for the international market because they have basic information on the whole field of learning and are not only specialized on one company.
You will find that people with a dual vocational training in Germany are much less likely to become unemployed than those without training. You have a great variety of possibilities and options.
It's very important to bring them in touch with the meaning of global change, of climate change. The Chamber of Commerce in Hamburg is helping the companies to take part of the general energy transition. The Energy Scouts, more than 200 trainees took the chance to learn about efficiency potentials. The whole program takes place within the Chamber of Commerce and is additional to the vocational training. The benefit the Scouts have is they are allowed to ask all questions. They see the company with fresh, different point of views. One favorite topic within the project works is changing the light system to LED technique. So project works show up potentials that save money for the companies and lower the CO2.
If you want to be deep-rooted qualified and very practically oriented, you're much better off in a vocational training. After 3 years, you can work and you can make your money. Sometimes you can even shorten it, while in an academic training, you have 4 or 5 years unpaid. And then still you have to be trained and incorporated into the procedures of the company.
When I finish my vocational training, I want to stay here and get further qualifications in the future.
You never stop to learn as a company. So if you want to be a learning organization, you have to always bring young people into your company.